What's up, guys? Okagipue here. Haven't posted in a minute. Took a little break. International break isn't exactly my favorite time to make videos because I feel like everyone just says the same crap on YouTube. I don't have anything to add on this platform when it comes to international break most of the time. So I'm back though. AFC World Cup qualifying. The first two games, the first round of round three qualifying started this past 2 weeks, and let's just say a lot of interesting results. A lot of interesting results. The three groups, remember the three groups, guys. There's three groups of 6 teams. The top two advance right away into the World Cup for World Cup 2026, and then the third and fourth place teams of each group will play each other in playoff games to get it to the World Cup. So a lot to play for here. There's a lot of minnow teams now that have good chance to make it to their first World Cup because of the increased teams, because of the increase to 48 teams. There is a lot of opportunity here for Asia, a lot of opportunity for teams that have never made it to a World Cup before to make it now. So these teams are playing hard. And when I saw the results for this week and a half, these 2 weeks of games, it showed me that this is the positives of a 48 team World Cup. Now, I wish I'm in the boat of I think the World Cup should have just stayed 32 teams. But when you increase it to 48, you all of a sudden open opportunity to these smaller teams, the Jordans and all these guys. All of a sudden, the opportunity and the dream of a World Cup is real. It's absolutely real. And these teams are looking to take advantage of that. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the first couple of games here. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Let's start with Group A. Okay, I'm not going to go through each game. We're going to be here for 5,000 hours if I go through each game. General takeaways. So, right now in the bottom, like I always do these videos, guys, results to my left, bottom of the screen is how the group stands right now. And right now, not really surprised with these results. For the top two, Uzbekistan and Iran getting 6 out of 6 points. The big surprise here for me is Iran. I'm not gonna lie, guys. As an Iranian, as a Persian guy, I wanted Iran to win 4-0, 3-0 against Kyrgyzstan and these guys, but that didn't happen. It didn't happen. They got 1-0 results against Kyrgyzstan and the UAE. The surprise for me here is that Iran kept 2 clean sheets. I think if Iran has something to take positively from these 2 games in this group so far against Kyrgyzstan and the UAE, it's that they kept 2 clean sheets. Clean sheets are hard to come by as an Iranian. As a Team Melli football fan, it is hard to enjoy a game with a clean sheet. We don't keep clean sheets because our defenders are bozos. Our defenders are from the circus. You know what I mean? So I was very happy to see 2 clean sheets. Not happy with the amount of goals we scored. The play was kind of sloppy at times, but for Iran, all that matters, 6 out of 6 points. Same thing for Uzbekistan. Now, I will say, Uzbekistan, I will say these were tight games. In Iran and in the Iran and UAE games, guys, yes, 1-0 was a tight scoreline, but Iran was definitely the better team. Iran had a certain amount of control in their games. Uzbekistan, I'd say in the North Korea game there was some control, but 3-2 against Kyrgyzstan away from home, that's not too much control. Uzbekistan really had to fight in that game to get 3 points. They really had to fight in that game. I'm sorry, my microphone, I just realized, was right under me. They really had to fight in this game to get those 3 points. So Uzbekistan, man, be careful because there is 3 teams that are fighting for that second spot in the top two. I really think I'm not being biased. I really believe Iran will be the favorite to get either probably get first place in my opinion. So that second place spot, Uzbekistan, it's not just yours. There's other teams coming for it. North Korea. No, actually, we'll get to North. We'll get to our friends up in the north, North Korea. Qatar, 3-1 loss in the first game to UAE. 3-1 at home. Qatar, I'm telling you guys, Qatar, these guys are frauds. Qatar are frauds, guys. They only played in the last World Cup because they were the hosts. These guys, yes, I know they're back-to-back AFC champions, but I'm telling you guys right now, this is my hot take. Qatar will not finish in the top two. They will not get automatic qualification to World Cup 2026. These guys just show up for Asia Cup. These guys, Akram Akif, Almos Ali, cool names, guys. I know they gave me nightmares in Asia Cup. I know it. I understand it. But they're not qualifying automatically for World Cup 2026. They're gonna have to go to the playoffs, or they might get 5th or 6th because these guys look like crap. These guys look like straight garbage. these two games. 3-1 destruction against UAE. I didn't have that on my books. 2-2 to North Korea. 2-2 to North Korea. Qatar, be careful. Be careful because Qatar, if I'm being honest, if I'm going off of form and what I saw from these teams, I would favor Uzbekistan and the UAE over Qatar to get in the top two with Iran. I favor those teams over Qatar. So Qatar, I seriously see a scenario where you guys, in a couple months' time, Qatar is going to be in fourth place, playing in the playoff to get to the World Cup. And if the Asian champions miss out, that's a big, big issue. That's a big, big issue for the AFC and a big, big issue for Qatar. Big, big issue. And yeah, Kyrgyzstan, I'm gonna wait on Kyrgyzstan. I think Kyrgyzstan can get third or fourth place in this group. It's just they were dealt a tough. They were dealt a tough card here, going away to Iran and then playing Uzbekistan right after. They weren't ever really going to get any guaranteed points here. They were always expected to lose. But with Qatar all of a sudden looking like crap, with North Korea being in this group, and maybe you catch UAE on an off day, Kyrgyzstan can pick up enough points in this group to get third or fourth place. So for Kyrgyzstan, let's see. Yes, they have a big fat 0 on the points tally right now, but let's wait and see for their Qatar games, their North Korea games, and their UAE games, because I can see them picking up serious points. Serious points. So the last team we got, UAE, I think UAE, like I just said, I have them, I favor them more than Qatar to get the second place in the group. Qatar, you guys are frauds. Now, we also, the other big surprise for me, let's not forget about this team. North Korea. So a couple months ago, back in March, June, we joked about it on this channel. What if North Korea make it to World Cup 2026 USA? Just what if? But the dream, it seems so far off. It can't be. That North Korea's next World Cup would be the one in the United States. Because we know the relationship. And what if Donald Trump becomes the United States president again? Are we going to see can we see Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un in the stands together watching North Korea's opening game at the World Cup 2026? Can that be a possibility? Can North Korea be drawn against the United States? You guys, that would be a dream of mine. That would be one of the best days in football history because the tension, the memes, it would be amazing. But North Korea really did surprise me. Losing only 1-0 to Uzbekistan away from home and then getting the 2-2, getting a point against Qatar. Now North Korea, just like Kyrgyzstan, guys, let's see what these guys do against UAE. Let's see what they do against Kyrgyzstan. And Qatar. If Qatar is going to end up playing like a circus again and playing like crap, North Korea, can they get fourth place? It's possible. Initially when this group was drawn, I'm thinking North Korea and Kyrgyzstan, bottom of the group, 5th and 6th place. Maybe a point, 2-3 points for them each. But, can North Korea, can you guys, Kim Jong-un, I'm bringing Kim Jong-un into this video. Kim Jong-un, you guys know I have a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. We're really good friends. Kim, I see, yes, General Kim. I see a great opportunity here, General Master, all superior Kim Jong-un. I think you guys can make the World Cup. I think you guys can make it to the playoffs. And Kim Jong-un, my brother Kim, General Kim. Hello, Kim. I believe Kim, Mr. Kim, that if you increase the rations, if you give the North Korean players more food, give them a little extra food on the table, protect their families, Kim Jong-un, you can make World Cup 2026. Kim Jong-un, 5-time World Cup winners, North Korea will be at World Cup 2026 if you just give them a little bit more food, Kim Jong-un. Just give them a little bit more food, and I think you guys can make it to the World Cup. So Kim Jong-un, with all due respect, Imperial Master Kim Jong-un, give them a little bit more food on the table, and you guys can really make the World Cup. Kim Jong-un, I like to see your happy face, man. Kim Jong-un, I like seeing your teeth, Kim Jong-un. You're a funny guy, Kim Jong-un. You're a very nicest guy I've ever met. Better than any man I've ever met. I wish you were my dad, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, respect. Don't kill my family. Anyway, so yeah, interesting Group A. Interesting. That's just sorry, guys. That's just my good friend Kim Jong Un. We're good friends. We go back way back. We grew up together. Okay, so yeah, he's a funny guy. Anyway, yeah. Don't say anything bad about him. Anyway, yeah. Interesting Group A. Iran, nice clean sheets. Uzbekistan, if they can keep it up, it would be great to see them at their first World Cup. UAE pushing for those top two spots. North Korea, Qatar, and Kyrgyzstan look like they're going to be the doo-doo teams of this group. Let's see if they can cause any surprises. But I think if Iran and Uzbekistan can keep it up, these guys can get top two for sure. Group B. Group B. I like to see this. This is what I like to see, guys. Jordan, thank you. I told you guys my fear after Asia Cup, way back in February, I feared that Jordan would fall off. I feared that Jordan was only playing well because it was the tournament. That once it's not a tournament, once, you know, the stakes are less, even though the World Cup is at stake here. Those are high stakes. World Cup is high stakes, right? But because there's no trophy on the line here, because these are, in the middle of club seasons, I was thinking, Jordan, after the Asia Cup, can these guys fall off? Were they just one tournament wonders? Were they one tournament hype team? And I can confirm to you now, these guys aren't. And Jordan is really going to be pushing here for their first World Cup. They are really going to be pushing here for the first World Cup. They have tight competition. But in my opinion, from the teams here, there is only two teams, really, Jordan is competing here for the top two spots. Now, I must say this about Jordan. Jordan, if you guys want to be serious about making it to the World Cup, if you guys want to come to the country of the United States, to come here, Jordan, you can't drop points at home. Jordan, you have to win all of your home games. You cannot drop points, especially to a team in Kuwait who could potentially rival you for qualification spots here. You cannot drop points at home. That is a lesson you must learn if you want to make it to the World Cup. If Jordan wants to become a standard big team in Asia, if they want to be a team that everyone takes seriously all the time, you cannot drop points at home. You just can't do it, especially to a rival in Kuwait, because Kuwait has 2 points. They're only 2 points off of you. You can't drop points. So when I saw Jordan drop points in the first game, I was a little worried, but they put my worries to rest. 3-1 against Palestine. Again, high energy, attacking football. It's good. It's good stuff from Kuwait. It's good stuff from Jordan. So Jordan, I'm sorry, I just had the. I woke up. I still gotta get my morning burps, and the morning burps. Jordan, I'm happy. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't drop those points at home. I want to see the Jordan World Cup story, because if Jordan can come to this World Cup and play the attacking football they play, they can be a surprise team. And I want that. I want the AFC to be well represented in this next World Cup in the United States, the first 48-team World Cup. I want good representation. South Korea, again. Now, excuse me, South Korea. They draw points at home too against Palestine, and I'm not going to have the same energy for South Korea, because South Korea has all the talent. They have the second or third most talented team in Asia. Yes, they draw points, but they go and smash Oman 3-1. Much like Jordan. Jordan went on and drew, and then ended up winning away from home 3-1. But I trust South Korea more to make the World Cup. South Korea does make the World Cup consistently all the time. Jordan hasn't made a World Cup. So South Korea, I won't look too much into the 0-0 draw to Palestine, because I believe you guys will continue to win and eventually get first or second place in this group and get automatic qualification for World Cup 2026. The tough thing for Jordan here, if they want that automatic qualification, is that Iraq is another team. Look, all three teams on 4 points, South Korea, Jordan, and Iraq. Iraq can absolutely get that automatic qualification spot over Jordan. So Jordan, you guys, look out for this group, because Jordan and Iraq are going to be battling for that qualification spot. So tune in, because I'm pretty sure in October, in a month's time, Jordan is playing Iraq. You guys, trust me on my life. Trust me. Tune into those games, because Iraq and Jordan know if they can get a win over each other, that gives them the upper hand on getting that first or second place spot in this group. Jordan, Iraq, two teams who, initially when I think of Iraq, sometimes I think of them as a defensive team. They're not a defensive team, and yes, they only scored one goal this break, and actually haven't conceded yet. Iraq, when Hussein was scoring the goals, can be a very potent attack. They can be. So I'm interested to see when Iraq and Jordan meet each other, will Iraq try to attack them, or will they try to play counter-attack against Jordan, soak up the pressure, and let Jordan make a mistake and then counter off that? I'm interested to see how that how that matchup is gonna go. But yeah, Iraq, Jordan, South Korea. These are the three favorites I have for battling for those top two spots. The outlier or the only outlier team here is Kuwait. I'm sorry, I have to put Palestine away. Now, listen, when they drew to South Korea, I had hope for Palestine. I did. However, again, like Jordan, you cannot drop points at home, and Palestine went and got smashed 3-1 when they're the home team. When you're the home team, you have to win. Now, I understand, the whole Palestinian thing, they're not really home. Like, are they really a home team? Not really, right? But you can't drop points like this. You can't get smashed like this in World Cup qualifying. I know there's plenty of games left to play, but I didn't like what the performances I saw from Palestine either. It wasn't like their Asia Cup performances where I thought, oh, there's potential here. They looked a little bit flat. They didn't look that inspiring, honestly. So Palestine, kind of my hopes for them for making the World Cup kind of got dimmed here. It's only 2 games. Maybe they could change my mind. But for sure, a team I'm sleeping on in this group is Oman. Oman did not play good in both matches. Oh my God, I keep yawning. Oman did not play good in both matches. They weren't that. They were underwhelming as fuck. Let's be honest. They were underwhelming as fuck. I think Oman for sure. I'm gonna make this prediction now. I think Oman will get last place in this group, and I think, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Palestine will make it. I think Palestine and Oman will both finish 5th and 6th, to be honest, respectively. So it's Kuwait, Iraq, South Korea, and Jordan that are gonna be playing each other here for those top 2 spots. I would put Kuwait as a team that's battling for 3rd and 4th place and keeping that third or fourth place position, but it's Jordan, South Korea, and Iraq that are going to be battling for those top 2 spots, for those automatic qualification spots for World Cup 2026. I'm not going to make a prediction now, but I will say South Korea, it's Jordan and Iraq really competing for that automatic qualification spot. I don't see a world where South Korea doesn't automatically qualify. They always do. They have the experience. They have Heung-min Son. They have Kim Min-jae, Hwang Hee-chan, Kang In Lee. Listen to the names I'm saying, guys. They have the quality. They're going to get it. So Jordan and Iraq are going to be battling for that automatic qualification. Now, this is you guys. When I wanted to make this video right now, this is what I really want to talk about. Group C, because look at that table, Bill. Look at that. Now, first of all, China, disgraceful. China, this is disgraceful behavior from you guys. How dare you guys, when I put hope into China getting to World Cup 2026, how dare you in the first game lose 7-0? China, these players just lost so much CCP score, so much social credit score. China, I'm very disappointed in you guys. 7-0 to Japan. Come on, I know you're away from home. I know you're across in the islands playing, but China, come on. That's unacceptable. 7-0. Now, I will say, at home, if you could have given me a draw against Saudi Arabia, my hope for China would still be there. For China, you lost. You were at -8 goal difference. This is not good. Sometimes it comes down to goal difference, whether you're 5th or 4th place. It comes down to that, China, and you're at -8. Come on, man. Obviously here, you guys. Obviously here, dude, the standout team is Japan. 7-0 against China. And then away from home to Bahrain, being the away team, 5-0 against Bahrain, who was coming off a 1-0 win away from home to Australia. You guys, I still haven't wrapped my head around the results we saw here, because first of all, I understand. Everyone was always going to bet Japan to get first place in this group, but for Japan to look this good, you guys, Moriyasu, and he's sending Mitoma and all the Kubo and all the, you guys, they look like killers. Japan look like absolute killers. 7-0 and 5-0 now. 7-0 at home to China. It's a surprise, but I was already predicting them to win like 3-0 maybe. But it's the away performance to Bahrain, who won in their first game away from home to Australia. This is where this Bahrain Japan 5-0 game, this is scary, man. Japan, I understand, Qatar is the Asia Cup champion, but let's be honest, Japan is the best team in Asia. on their day when when every team is playing at their absolute best, Japan is the best team in Asia. Iran is the second best team in Asia. South Korea is the third best team in Asia. And then you could have your pick from there. Japan are showing the power they have. And to be honest, guys, Japan right now, this is the most talented generation of Japanese players Japan has ever had. The most players in Europe that they've ever had that are playing for top teams, that are playing at a high level. And yes, they don't have a Kagawa who's playing for Manchester United. They don't have a Kagawa who's playing for, Dortmund. They don't have a player that's playing for a super top team. Actually, that's a lie. Ito is playing for Bayern now, but Ito has a broken foot. But in the attack, they don't have someone for Manchester United. They don't have someone playing for, Inter Milan. They don't have someone playing for Dortmund. I get that. But Mitoma, Kubo, all these guys, top freaking players, dude. And they are showing up and showing out for Japan. So Japan, good shit. Saudi, actually, you guys, let's just say Australia. What's going on here? Australia, what is going on here? You cannot lose at home to Bahrain. Yes, 0-0 away from home to Indonesia. I'm gonna be honest, guys. That's an okay result because Indonesia is a top. Indonesia is gunning. Indonesia is gunning for World Cup 2026. Shout out to my Indonesia guys because Indonesia. Two draws. You guys, Indonesia got 2 draws against Saudi Arabia, away from Saudi Arabia, and they were able to hold Australia 0-0 at home. Watch out for Indonesia. We'll get to Indonesia right now, but Australia, they were awful here, guys. They weren't. Yes, they were the better team in these games. They were the better team. More possession, whatever constitutes a better team on stats. But the only statistic, guys, that matters is that scoreline. That's the only statistic that matters. And Australia, you guys lost at home to Bahrain. You guys have 1 point in 2 games. Guys, can we see a scenario where Australia does not get top 2? Now, I will tell you right now, look into my eyes right now, guys. Australia will be in that top 4. And if I'm going to bet on someone that they will be in there over, I think Bahrain will eventually drop down into the 5th spot, and I think Australia will be in that top 4. I will make that prediction right now. But Australia, you are 3 points off Saudi right now for that 2nd place spot. Yes, you guys, I understand. There's so many more games to be played. There's so many. I think there's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 games in total. I understand that. But you guys, losing at home to Bahrain is crazy metrics. That's crazy metrics, Australia. So Australia, Ben, watch out. The issue here for Australia, dude, is that they still have to play Japan. They still have to play Saudi. Those are very tough games. Japan, obviously, I think they're going to lose. Saudi, that's going to be a tough, cagey match. China, I think, is easy points at this stage, you guys. The way China's playing, that's easy points. But the issue here for Australia is you still have to play Japan and Saudi Arabia. That's 4 of your games is Japan versus Saudi Arabia. You missed out on the 2 games where you should have got points. 3 points. I think Australia, guys, they might not get top 2. I think Australia might not get top 2 here. And that's scary for Australia because anything can happen in these playoff games. Anything can happen in these playoff games. Understand that, Australia. Anything can happen. So, dicey, Australia, mate. My mates. My kangaroos. The mates on down under. You got to watch out, mate. Mate, you drop the points, mate. It's not rugby. You can't do the All Blacks. You can't do the haka. You guys, Australia, take it seriously, bro. You have to get at least 2 wins from your 4 games against Japan and Saudi Arabia. You have to. Ideally, both against Saudi Arabia. I see them losing both games to Japan. Maybe they could get a point off Japan, but they have to beat Saudi Arabia twice to redeem this. And obviously do well in all the other games. Now, the surprise team in this group, I love, obviously, you guys, I'm not going to lie, Bahrain getting the win against Australia away from home, that's huge for them, especially everything going on there, that country right now. Bahrain, huge props to you guys for getting that away win. I just don't think Bahrain have the strength to continue getting wins like that, to continue getting points like that. Now, it's a little early to tell. Let's see how they do against Saudi. Let's see how they do against China. Indonesia. That's going to be a big game. Indonesia versus Bahrain. Huge game. But let's wait and see. Just from my initial thoughts of who I know is on Bahrain, their playstyle, I don't think I can put Bahrain over Australia yet, Indonesia, Saudi, or Japan. I don't think they'll get that top 4. I would love to be proven wrong, Bahrain. Please prove me wrong. But it's I just trust Indonesia more, which is the team I want to talk about now. We already crapped on China. China is the nothing team in this group. Indonesia against Saudi and against Australia, they get 2 points. This is exactly what you need, Indonesia. If Indonesia want to make it, you guys, Indonesia, my Indonesia friends out there, my Indonesia fans out there, if you guys want to make it to World Cup 2026, this is exactly what Indonesia needs to do. Taking points off Saudi, taking points off Australia, but Indonesia, I have to tell you right now, if you want to confirm your spot in this top 4 in this group and at least get to the playoff, have the chance to play the playoff to get to the World Cup, you have to win your games against Bahrain. You have to win your games against China. You cannot have bad performances there and drop points. You can't. Bahrain, you have 4 games. Sorry, Indonesia. My Indonesia friends out there, you have 4 games. 2 against Bahrain, 2 against China. You have to get at least 3 wins there. Indonesia, you have to get at least 3 wins there. If I'm being completely brutally honest, you have to win all 4 of those games. Both games against Bahrain, both games against China, Indonesia, you guys have to win to make yourselves truly competitive, to confirm yourselves for that top 4 spot, to potentially challenge for automatic qualification. Indonesia, you guys have to win those games. I'm giving you guys tough love because Indonesia, I know the fans there are, you guys, Indonesians are getting hyped for a potential World Cup. They are getting hype. But you guys, you have to win those 4 games. You have to. This is tough love. I'm giving you guys tough love. Take it from someone who I know about this World Cup qualification crap. I know it. For Germany, for Iran, for the United States. You guys, I understand what it takes to get to a World Cup. Indonesia, I'm giving you guys advice right now. You have to win those games. Very good performances here for Indonesia. Getting 2 draws. Cooking solid defensively. Getting a goal against Saudi Arabia away from home. That's always nice to see. And getting a draw 0-0 to Australia at home. Very, very good to see. Now, let's score some goals, Indonesia, and let's absolutely. You have to win all your games against Bahrain and all your games against China. Let's set the record straight. It's tough love, but I'm being honest with you, Indonesia fans. You have a real shot here at World Cup 2026. Let's see if you guys can take advantage of it. Nothing else to say, guys. I usually come on here and I just yap. I just talk. I had a little bit of moment of silence there after I got rid of the slides because I came back and my Wi-Fi bar is at 1. So if I swear, when I upload this video and if the whole video I am lagging, my voice. By the way, guys, look at my hair. My hair is crazy. I have morning hair right now. It's absolutely. I can't even control this shit right now. But guys, if I upload this video and it is laggy and my voice comes out horrible and the camera, the video quality is crap, I'm sorry. I'm not refilming another 30 minutes because my freaking Wi-Fi sucks. How does my Wi-Fi suck? I don't know. I live in a first world country. I should have good Wi-Fi. Whatever. These guys. Oh my gosh. There's opportunity here. I just want to end this off like this. Opportunity. This is the only positive for me about a 48-team World Cup. Teams like Indonesia, teams like Jordan, teams like Kyrgyzstan, these teams that don't make it to the World Cup, these teams that never make it, Kuwait, all these guys, Bahrain maybe. Let's put Bahrain in like minnow teams. This is your chance. 48 teams, more spaces, the playoff spots. This is your chance, Indonesia. This is your chance, Bahrain. This is your chance, Jordan. This is your chance to make it to that World Cup, to do something special for your people. The 48-team World Cup was designed for more opportunity for these exact teams. Because let's be honest, with the 32-team World Cup, where only the top 2 from these groups qualify for the World Cup, guys, there was never any hope for your Indonesias. There was never any hope for your Chinas and your Bahrains and Kuwaits and all those guys, your Jordans. There was never hope for these guys. Now there's serious, genuine hope. The dream of the World Cup is that much higher, that much real, that much more real. And I'm telling you guys, Indonesia fans, Jordan fans, they need great opening results, but you have to continue it. Yes, so that's one. Opportunity is here. Seize that opportunity. That's all I wanted to hit on the end, guys. Opportunity. Take it. Iran, get those wins. I don't want to miss out on a World Cup. I never want to miss out on a World Cup again, Iran. You guys, it's been Okaka Puya, guys. We'll be back here in a month. There's a bunch of international football coming up. We'll be back here next month in October for the next 2 games of round 3 qualifying for the World Cup. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe. This is Okaka Puya. Peace.